Hi, this is Lucinda Taylor. This is Team 4. I'm here with Linda Rashad and Brianne Wilson Morris. This is our final course reflection. So, the presentation is our elevator speech was our first one. That was easy for me because I did two types of presentation. The first one I did was sway, but I wanted to add volume to it, so speak through it. And then I decided to do PowerPoint, which I was able to talk. You add the audio portion to it, and it was okay, but it was a good presentation. I think that overall it made me a little bit more comfortable in speaking, especially using the video camera and in front of other people. Not so much with the students because I'm used to the students, but with my peers. So I think overall the feedback I got from Linda and Brian, both of y'all was great because it lets me know with the audio was a problem with that. So, to speak more clearly and make sure I stay focused on the topic at hand.
Yeah, for that first elevator speech, you're right, it's different going in and presenting to like adults and peers versus talking in front of your students, because your students, they're a little more forgiving, I think. I don't know,
Yes.
maybe they're not. But it's a different experience to have to like sell yourself to other adults. Especially when we all have a similar background in some aspects, so we can call each other out. So it's definitely was a different experience, but I do feel, I agree with you, Lucinda, that I learned a lot from that, and y'all gave some great feedback on that. I too had a lot of issues with my audio. I feel like that's been the recurring theme throughout the semester for me, is like my audio has been bad. But I think I got it figured out. I've kind of made some crazy workarounds that helped, and I've kind of cleared that issue up. As you can now actually hear me and see me at the same time. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. No, and I agree. The audio is good, and I think for me, the first presentation, the orientation, the elevator speech, was a challenge for me too as well, because I can speak, but as far as getting in front of the camera, and you're in front of your peers, colleagues, and it's a totally different mindset, I think, for me, especially working from home. And it's collaboration over the internet, but it's never with the video camera. And as you can see now, I don't have it on, but I'm still working on that part of it. But I mean, I just want to say, first of all, it was a real pleasure and honor working with both of you. Lucinda and Brianne. I mean, you are both professionals, and I've learned a lot during this whole semester, just the interaction with the team video conference, and which has helped me out tremendously.
Linda, I worked from home for about 3 to 5 years. I can't even remember how long it was. And it was so different when I had to go into an office.
Yes.
And interact with, it was like, can I just work? It throws you into a totally different game, and it's a complete mind shift.
Yes, it is. So it was a challenge, but you all helped me work through it. So
I think it's been fun. I mean, me personally, I guess I'm gonna do my final reflection at the end, but I had fun because y'all very patient with the first time we tried to hook up. I was sick, overslept, it was craziness, but we got together.
Yeah, exactly. And that was the whole thing. We worked as a team, and
yes.
I thought that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about the multiple device web learning. That was the Articulate Rise is what I use for my project. I love that. I love that particular web-based program simply because the tool, it was easy to use, easy to format. It has so many aspects that I can use within the classroom. And I really want this particular program because I feel like I can really do a lot with it within my classroom structure. As far as being user friendly, I think that you can add, it did the lessons for me like in steps, because sometimes with my students, there are some students I have to take step by step, some students they can kind of like rush on. So I can see multiple uses for this particular type of web-based tool. I think it's pretty good. That was my favorite, I think, of all of them.
Yeah, I really liked it too. When I first, I had a couple thoughts about Articulate Rise. The first, I had no idea something like that existed.
Yeah.
Like I've used learning simulations before. Like when I worked at JCPenney when I was younger, we did like the e-learning through like a simulation with the cash register. And I don't know, I just always assumed that somebody sat back there with HTML code or something crazy and wrote that. I didn't know that there was a platform that would just create it. Like,
Right.
and so when I opened it, oh my gosh, like my life was changed. It was a life-changing experience for me. But I had fun with it, and it was super easy to use. It was very intuitive. It was user-friendly, and I mean, anything you wanted to know about it, you could just Google it, which I really
Yeah.
like.
Yes.
There were a couple programs we used this semester or explored that, like, there are no tutorials, or if there
Right.
or it was like a 17-year-old kid giving the tutorial, and I was like, I just can't do this. So I liked Articulate Rise as well.
Yeah, I definitely did as well. In fact, I think for the multi-device, I still suck with the PowerPoint presentation because I didn't go beyond my boundaries because I'm comfortable with PowerPoint. But the following week, I did use Articulate Rise, and I really liked it. I mean, the interface and the usability, the functionality. I mean, I really loved it. That was my best, the best technology product, I think, of all the ones this semester. I really enjoyed that the most.
Okay. Oh, UX design. That's when we use I use Storyline for my product. I had a little fun with that because that was fun to introduce my lesson on poetry, and the characters in that particular program was interesting because I could shift them. I could make them hand expressions, facial expressions. A lot of times that's what I be teaching in the classroom, and so by using that particular program, I did like it, but again, I wasn't comfortable with the audio portion to it that I wasn't comfortable in speaking into it, so therefore I didn't utilize it like I should have. But I enjoyed it for the most part. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I really liked that character, the character feature of it. It was funny. I didn't realize that you could change their poses until the discussion board, when Leslie did the quick video, and I was like, oh my God, there was a tab for it. But I really liked it. I thought, like, I can see so many uses for it on our campus that I'm really jazzed about these this program.
Yeah.
Just the way that you can customize it to make it do just about any type of lesson you want. And I felt like it was a little bit to me, Rise was kind of, the layout of it was bulky, like when you made the outline for how the course flowed.
Mhm.
And I like Storyline, how it was very, I don't know the word for it. It had a nice flow to it.
Right.
But you didn't have to break it into sections and then like add chunks into the sections. I mean, I can see a place for both functions, but to me, I liked Storyline a little bit better. I thought it was a cleaner layout, and I liked the flow chart that it had. I thought that was easy to use.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Storyline was good too, and I think my challenge was once I imported the PowerPoint presentation, it did not. The colors, the background, the graphics didn't show. That's what it was. So that was a challenge and I actually never did get it to work accordingly. No matter what I changed, they still did not display. In the published version, you could see them in the preview, but when you published it, it didn't come across. So that was the only thing. But I do like, Articulate 360 with, I guess Rise I just felt more comfortable with that one, but Storyline does have a lot of more capabilities, especially with the different characters, which I really like that as well. But it is what it is, right?
Yes, it is what it is. Okay. Let's talk about the visual design. It drove me crazy. I'm just saying that because I feel like with using the first one I wanted to try to use, and I wanted to do something different because I wanted to have the experience of working with different type of programs. And I started off with Adobe Illustrator, and I felt like I did not have enough knowledge base to really work with it the way I wanted to. So that then I went to Madcap Flare, and it was interesting enough once I got through going through the tons and tons of video tutorials, how to really work it, and to be able to utilize the program. I was able to upload a program, but it was helpful with the tutorial that says how to format your Word document to get it ready to be uploaded into Madcap Flare, which was great. And then unfortunately for us, I didn't click. That because every time I loaded it to be do the publishing, the words would be scrambled. And I kept thinking for the last minute, I cannot spell. I said, did I get the wrong one? And so going back and forth. And I mean, I went through it like going out of my mind. Just like, I know I can spell. I know this correctly. Then I had the nerve to go into text edit. I can look at it, make sure all the words and stuff was correct. And you know, that was a long process. And so I'm like, okay, this guy was right. It's spelled correctly here. But then when I text somebody, what does it? In order to generate, it's gonna have jumbo word. I said, oh, idiot. I didn't think about that. Oh. But and today, guess what? I got a call from Madcap Flare. They seemed that a lot of us had signed up to use it, and they wanted to know how could they help us with it.
Oh, okay.
I'm thinking, you should have called yesterday. And you could have the answer. But it was just interesting. They did take the notion that they were monitoring their site to see that so many of us were trying out the version of it, and they wanted to know what could they do to help us use it. Now, for a person who's working on technology and want to get on the technology tool, I think for me, I probably would need to learn more about it to investigate, because that's one of the things I need to know how to set up with a web page and design the software and HTML5 and all those things. So
yeah,
I think I might need to investigate that a little bit further.
Well, I feel like y'all are both a step ahead of me on this project. I'm going to be honest, I couldn't ever understand the purpose of Madcap. Like I saw how many different features it had and the different things you could do with it, but I didn't really understand what the final product should be. Like I know that sounds weird, and I found a couple of websites that showed example courses, but I never got a full grasp of what you could do with it that was different from like the Articulate 360. So when I went into it and I downloaded it and I looked at it and I thought, no. And I opened a new project and I was like, well, I don't know what to do from here. Like, what am I supposed to be creating? So I went to Illustrator, and we talked about this yesterday. I kind of got some inspiration in Illustrator. And, I watched some 17-year-old's video, and he was talking about how they learned this in class today at high school. And I was like, oh, cool. But I found that was just easier to manipulate for me. And I understood what my end product would be with Madcap. I don't know. I don't understand. I feel very silly saying that, but I don't understand what you're supposed to create with it. Even after seeing everybody's, they all look so different. So this project was a struggle for me because I just didn't know what to create. And both of them, Adobe Illustrator, InDesign, and Madcap, all seem like they're geared towards different end products. So I wasn't sure how to use them for visual design. I don't know. This was a struggle. This was a struggle for me.
Yeah. Well, Madcap, like I said, the reason why I was intrigued by it, and we're approaching that 15-minute mark, is because it was an online help system. And for software developments, usually when you're in a product, they have a button where you can click on help, and it displays information about the product and how to do functions. So that was my main reason for investigating Madcap a little further. But even for me, it was just a challenge because just the learning curve, I think, is very steep on it. Mm-hmm. And even with the videos, it's like You know, it's like you would have to spend a fair amount of time just trying to learn the basics to really, you know, create, I think, a functional product.
So like where would the end product live? Like how would you access it?
Well, that depends. For example, our product, one of our products is Cornerstone, and within our software product, we have a help file, an online help within the product. So if you click on help and about, help, and I think it's tech support or whatever, it comes up, or help topic. And then if you're looking for how to create a trial certification, you type in the word trial certification, then it brings up those actual steps on how to do that in the program.
So then this wouldn't be really, would it be used for like instruction?
Well,
or used for like help manuals?
I think it's more help tutorials, but they did say, you know, you could create a presentation, but again,
Yeah.
that type of software, it would take you probably more time to do it in Madcap than it would in Adobe Illustrator, you know, as you did yours so beautifully.
Yes, it was.
You know, and it's so, and I think Madcap is geared more for online help within a software product or tutorials itself, rather than just creating visual designs and presentation brochures and so forth.
Well, thank you for explaining that. I feel a lot better about feeling crazy for the last.
No,
Okay,
not your problem.
we have to wrap this up. So final
Yes.
thoughts. I enjoy working with my team. I love my teammates.
Yes.
They were the best. I mean, y'all very supportive. Gave construction feedback, which helped me grow in a lot of areas, and was not afraid to really try new and not worry about someone being too critical of my end product.
Yeah, I liked that when we showed our products to each other, like I feel like y'all gave some really good feedback that I was able to take and go and like adjust my product before I turned it. So I feel like this was actually a very productive, all of the sessions were productive. It wasn't just like, oh, let's get on and do the video real quick.
Right.
Like we actually got stuff done, and I feel like my projects improved because of it. So thanks, ladies. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, and I totally agree as well. I mean, everything, like I said before, it was just a pleasure working with both of you all. The constructive criticism that you provided was excellent. Helped me to grow individually and professionally. So thank you both.
All right, ladies, let's wrap this up. Thank you, and we'll see you soon.
All right, take care.